Hello, lovelies. Yes, I'm in the car, and I'm going to spend a lot of today in the car because I've just taken a ceremony at this crematorium, which was at 11 o'clock, and I'm also here for the 2 o'clock. And the ceremony at the crematorium is about 40 minutes away from where I live, so it's not really worth going home to turn around to come back again. My concern is twofold. Firstly, is this an unnecessary journey? And we're not meant to be making unnecessary journeys at the moment. And the other thing is, I'm worried. I always worry about not something happening on the journey and not getting back in time. So I'm here for the duration. Of course, no cafes that I can find to go and get myself a cup of tea or some lunch or anything like that. But I am a resourceful woman. So I have occupation. I have entertainment. I have snacks. I've even got a thermos of coffee. And you might be thinking, coffee? Yes, you don't drink coffee. Well, not often, but I do find tea doesn't really carry well in flasks, and I'd rather have indifferent coffee than indifferent tea. So I spy with my little eye something beginning. Green bottles hanging on the wall. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall. Here's some excitement. People have arrived because there's a 1 o'clock ceremony, which I have nothing whatsoever to do with. So what I've decided to do instead is to completely unpick the bit of crochet I'd been working on. I will go through all the details of the pattern when I do the podcast at the end of the month. But the reason why I've taken it back is that it had a foundation chain, as is normal. Then it had a row of slip stitches, which is less usual. And then you start working rows as normal. I did chain loosely as recommended in the pattern, but it is still pulling in too tightly. So I've decided to abandon that idea, and I'm restarting my cast on row using foundation cast on stitches. I've got to stop saying cast on when it's crochet, but hopefully you'll know what I mean. So whereas normally you would do a row of chain and then you would work into them, with the foundation stitches, you work the chain sort of simultaneously. So let me give you a bit of demo here. So these are treble stitches UK terms, double crochet US terms. And yarn over the hook, go into the loop as normal, yarn over and pull through. But then you do an extra yarn over and pull through one to create that chain. And you can say thanks to the colour change in this yarn, it's come up beautifully in pink there. And then you just work your stitch as normal. So yarn over into the bottom of the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then you just finish the stitch as normal. And obviously you can do that with any stitch. I mean, this is in trebles, you could do it in doubles, half trebles, double trebles, any multiple of multiples you like, really. So that's what I'm doing. Now, I may live to regret this because it's possible that the structure provided by that slip stitch row is needed, but it was definitely too fine and fanning out. And there's a fine line between fanning out and fannying about, so I've stopped and reworked it. I was at that stage where, you know, you're working on something, you think, if I'm going to stop this and rip it back, I need to do it now, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to keep going. Yeah, I did that for a few minutes, and then I thought, you're not happy with it, Les? Rip it back. So that's what I've done. I feel like I'm on a camping trip or something, or a fishing expedition, and I should be sitting under some kind of large umbrella with a tartan rug over my knees. Yeah, on balance, I'm glad I'm in the car. It's dry here. Luxury. It's really not good coffee. Right, foundation row done. Massive thank you to Caroline of the Knitting Vicariously podcast. You've entertained me royally for the last nearly 2 hours, so thank you. And yes, I'd better go and do some work. Cheers. Hello lovelies, so thank you for sharing my day in the car. Hope it wasn't too claustrophobic for you. All work done for the day, so I have reskeined this yarn as you've just seen. I initially, when I first produced yarn, just once I'd got it dried, would then put it away. But I read about reskeining it. It does neaten it out, because when it goes through the washing process and the kind of snapping and thwacking and all the violent things we do to our yarn, it can make it a bit stretchy in some places, a bit tight in others, so this does give it a chance to even itself out, and also makes it more accurate for counting meterage, because I know that one wrap all the way around my niddy noddy is 1.9 meters, so that's how I measure how much yarn I have here. It feels lovely and soft, although the alpaca, I spun it quite fine, or for me quite fine. I was worried it would make it quite hard, but it has still kept a very soft yarn, so I shall make something with this. I've got, what do I work out, 120 meters. May make a hat, possibly. If I put it with something else, it might. So I think that's what I'd like to try, so that I can check it for drape, for how it knits up, and also for warmth, because if it's going to make a very hot to wear garment, then I'm going to need to think about my gauge, and perhaps knitting or crocheting it in such a way that I can let plenty of air into it as well to lighten it. So we shall see. So that is my alpaca with the Polworth, which was the lovely dyed Polworth from Knit Crafty Lady. No, Witchcrafty Lady. Sorry, Amas, Witchcrafty Lady. The dyed colours have come up a bit more subtle than I was expecting. You can see sort of patches of the brighter colour there, or stronger colour there, I should say. So that's interesting to see how that will knit up. It will probably work well. It will be a little more muted, and I think that will suit actually with this grey-brown for the alpaca. So that's that. It is lovely and soft. I'm very happy. So I just need to find a lovely pattern to knit with it now and stop squidging it. That I think is pretty much it for Wednesday. I'm going to walk the dog in a moment. I think virtual knit night tonight. Haven't heard from anyone, but as far as I know we have a standing arrangement. So that is Wednesday. Thank you all for coming with me. Hope you've all had a good day, or are having a good day, depending on what time in your day you see this. Hope everyone's keeping well. Thanks everyone. Take care. See you tomorrow.